it happened kind of out of the blue, but Daniel talked to me about maybe showcasing artwork at Blackbird. And I said, well, I don't have any yet, but I can. And so I ended up going into like this mad scientist kind of mode and started developing the artwork for it. So all of them really evolved around the theme of a bird. There's deeper layers to that metaphor just because birds have kind of symbolized, they've been almost like this message for me. I've been personally going through a divorce. And so in the process of transitioning and kind of transforming into, you know, more of an individual of self, you start to gradually grow and you start to become more in tune to yourself. And so I almost kind of envision myself as a bird. You start to realize, well, do I still know how to fly? You know? And so I started developing different images of eyes, different types of birds, the wings of birds, all of these different pieces that kind of come together as a bird theme. And so my artwork becomes reflective of who God has been to me, and it's really freed me in a way that I didn't anticipate, and it's filled me in a way that I wanted to share with others. As an art educator now for K through 5, harnessing that I can do attitude is really, really important for building that confidence that allows them to see and feel that self-expression. And so when I have students that go from kindergarten through 5th grade with me, you can really gradually see how they've kind of built up those skills over time. And so it's a beautiful thing being an art teacher that I get to see 6 years of growth. But it also happens when you have experiences that help harness that. When you get to middle school, some don't have art the first semester. Maybe they have to wait a semester to have art. And so you get a disconnect and you don't necessarily get that opportunity anymore. But what I notice is that adults don't necessarily feel that they have that innate ability anymore to create. I feel like there's a certain point where it drops off. The first thing I hear from parents when they bring in or to come to talk about their students is that they don't know how to draw. And so I think that there is just a really important message in that, where children shouldn't be the only ones who feel comfortable creating. And adults shouldn't feel so disconnected from creating that they remember the last time they created was in elementary school. There was one time I did a fundraiser for Porter County Hospital. I helped instruct 100 people to paint. Shortly after, this older man, he must have been maybe in his 80s, came up to me with tears in his eyes, and he said, "That's the first time I've painted since 3rd grade." That connection that he felt just through the process of making something was so important for him in that moment, and it was also revealing to me that, you know, people can go that long without having those opportunities. So that's where I kind of hope to bridge the gap. Those times in people's lives where they don't necessarily get an art class, but they should be creating. I've been feeling that out a little bit more, I would say over the past 4 or 5 years. How can opportunities be available to adults in that way? And it's kind of been ingrained in DIY Art Studio, which is kind of this intention of sharing the arts to the community and beyond, because I feel like that's something that, I don't know, certainly we need more of. Over the next couple months, I hope to launch those ideas and have them really come to life. And I think that the last year has really developed me in that regard of what people need or what people really want to do. All of those different facets of my life have kind of overlapped and engaged my creativity in a way that has pushed me forward to share that with others. And so my intention in being a creator and being an educator is to really plant the seeds within others that flourishes into something profound that they can be proud of.